Hey babes, it's your girl KBae, and I wanted to make a video about nail supplies you're gonna need for becoming a nail tech, and this is my first ever video. So we're gonna start off with the most expensive supplies, which will be the acrylic and the monomer. My favorite acrylic is Maya Secrets. I buy it in a pound and a half. I paid $60 for this. I try to catch it when it's on sale because usually it's $80. Second is the monomer. I buy this monomer from my local nail supply store. As you can see, it says no MMA, and there's just a telltale sign of that's the correct monomer. It was about $40 for that size. I think it's like a $30 bottle. If it is dirt cheap, it's not the right monomer, and you should not be using it on a live client because it is MMA. And for the ones that don't know, that is not meant to be put on the skin or on the nail, because it can seriously damage it. And I actually seen a video of a girl fingertips falling off. Second, I advise you to get you a practice hand. This is probably my favorite practice hand because I can use this hand over and over and over with the method I was taught in school. And to use that method, you will need just regular nail tips. In a later video, I will show you how to prepare your practice hand to do, practice nails, just to, get your practice hand. You will also need 2 different dishes. I will advise you to get them this size because you do not need no more than a dipping dish of acrylic or monomer for each hand. So you're supposed to at least use 2 dipping dishes of acrylic and a monomer for each hand. Well, for your 2 hands. Longer nails do acquire a little bit more, but a monomer. But you should not be overusing your product, and that's how you will help make your product last. For disinfecting, I would say get you some bar side. You don't need much of this. This will last you a long time. Just a cap full of 2 and some hot water, and drop your tools in and let them sit for 15 minutes. And then you would take them out and dry them off and put them in a secure place. I got my tools in a little plasticware with a lid. You will also need cuticle nippers, a cuticle pusher. You can use the wooden ones, but the wooden ones you have to dispose after each client. With this, you can sanitize it, disinfect, and reuse. Nail clippers and little tiny scissors. I also do have this nail tip cutter, but this is for like if the nail is not too long, because you got some real long ones. You can't even use the back. You have to take the back off and use it. And I feel like then it defeats the purpose of having the little thing on there. So, but I have another method of measuring my fingers to cut them. So I'll show that in a later video as well. You need a nail brush to dust it off. To dust the dust off the nails once you file. This one was $10, and I feel like it wasn't worth the $10. But if you don't want to spend that much money just starting off, you can get a nail brush like this. This is 75 cents. And it does the same thing as that. All you're doing is dusting the dust off the nail. I would advise you to get gloves. A dehydrator. This is the one that I use. And I use the same brand for the primer. And this stuff is awesome. It's awesome. This is $8, but it's worth $8. And you don't use that much anyway. So this is worth the $8. I don't know how much this is because I had to rebuy this because I spilled my other one. So I had to rebuy it. So that's how I know the price. But I also use this. I feel like a dehydrator, it doesn't matter what dehydrator, but you want an awesome primer. You want a primer that's awesome like that. If you're going to do gel, you already know you're going to need a gel light. This is the one I use. And the gel polish. Brushes. I think the standard size for a brush to start off with is a size 10. This is the brush I bought from my local nail store. This is the brush the school supplied me with. It's supposed to be a size 10, but as you can see, those do not vary. They are not the same size. I also have a size 14 for my longer nails. And I bought this brush off of Amazon. You already know you need either nail tips or nail forms. And in a later video, I will show you how to use nail forms if you don't want to use nail tips. You're going to need nail glue. Now let's get into the files. If you're beginner, if you don't want to buy an e-file, like the one I got, if you don't want to buy e-file, you can do hand files. And honestly, I feel like once I went to school and learned how to do nails better, hand filing is probably my go-to choice now, like over the e-file. But I'm gonna tell you the numbers you need in files. This is a 80/100. This one is a 180. This is a 150. And this is a 240, as you can see. Let me say this. You should not okay, let me say this first. The lower number, the higher the grit on the file is. So if it's an 80, it's harsh. If it's the 240, it's like smooth. There's no grit on it at all. It's very smooth. There's no grit on it. Barely. You should not be using a number lower than 180 on your natural nail bed or the natural client. Once you put that nail tip on, you should still be using a 180 until you apply the acrylic and do the overlay. Other than that, you should not be using nothing lower than a 180 on the client's real nail, because the lower number it is, the harsher it is, and it hurts. If you ever been fouled with a 180 before, that it hurts. It's burning. It burns when once the nail tech is going in trying to file the nail down. Where the 180, where the 80 and 100 grit come in is for the acrylic. And that's why I said I prefer using this, because I have precise with it and I'm able to file it down quickly and neatly. Versus, the e-file, you have to do practice with it because it takes time to learn how to use the e-file and making sure you don't file too much or, it's not speeded up too high. And I'm going to talk more about the e-file in a minute. But you really don't need to purchase the 240 if you have a buffer block. That's going to cover this 240. I feel that 150, it kind of helps, you know, transfer from the harsh scratches to lighter scratches, and then you go back in with your 180 to even smooth it out, and that's when you hit it with the buffer of the 140 to get that smooth effect. And I will show y'all that in later videos. But if you do an e-file, you have to spend some money. You're not going to find a cheap, you know, a good, decent, cheap e-file. My first e-file was $20, and it was crap. I paid $40 for this one. I think $40 or $50. It was on sale. Its original price is $60, $80. So, you know, I try to catch Amazon when they have deals. I put it in my cart and just wait it out and say, oh, no, that's too much. I'm going to see. Let me wait it out some more and see if I can get it cheaper. But that's the product that I want to purchase. But I'm going to wait it out until I can get a little, you know, save a little money. If you do the e-file, you're going to need drill bits. Because some e-files, they come with drill bits, but they come with the cuticle bits. These are the cuticle bits right here. They don't come with the bits for your acrylic. They do have the filer bits. They're with the grit, but you have to purchase these separate. I feel like a beginner one would be this one right here, because it's round at the top, so you don't accidentally cut your client. What I use now is this one right here. This probably is my go-to now. I don't even use it for long. I just, you know, use it to drill down most of that bulk of that acrylic if I put too much on. And then I finish it out with a hand file, to be honest. And then I'll go back in with a cuticle bit to clean up around my cuticles. You know, if you do gel, you can gel top polish, gel base coat, because you can buy a box, but it's be really small little nail bottles, and you don't get a lot of products. So I think that's about it. That the basic stuff you're gonna need to do nails and become a nail tech and succeed at this career. But I want to thank y'all for joining me. Please like and share and follow my page for more videos. And thank you.